it's like, the siblings mature too soon, they start taking care of their, uh, you know, I they don't live their childhood, and they're not like. So, did you feel something of that sort, or were you able to manage that well? So, today we have Dr. Haseena Saran with us, and she has her PhD in applied maths. She's a parent of two lovely kids, Ahan and Aira, and I'm thankful that she's ready to have, and she's willing to give this time to discuss about Ahan. Hi, Haseena.
Hey,
Welcome.
Dr. Thank you so much. This is such a topic close to my heart, right? So I'm more than happy, for you to give me this opportunity. Thank you for that.
I also remember you used to tell me, like, you used to take Ahan and Aira to, those treks and those train travels. I kind of roughly
Yeah,
remember. So,
yeah.
I mean, did you never feel that, oh my God, what would people think about Ahan? Would they ask me what's the problem? Because that's something that parents typically tell me. What if I get judged? What if they, like, see, people don't know. They want to help, but people don't know. And when they get curious, we feel, oh my God, they're judging me. So, did you not feel that? And how was that experience? Was it very difficult?
Um, so, this again, I think a little bit also is because of how I was raised, right? My parents growing up never compared me to anyone, and they always thought that I was the best, daughter they could have. So that that judgmental mindset didn't come too much. I mean, but we all develop it, right, over a period of time. Now, when it was about Ahan, one thing I would always think is, if I'm going in a train, out of all these people, who's the most important? It's my son, right? So do I have to worry about how he feels, and or do I have to worry about the others in the compartment? So keeping that in mind always, I would just let him do whatever he wanted. If he wanted to roll on the floor in the train, and that made him happy, I would just I wouldn't care what the other people would think, that okay, she's not raised her kid right, he's rolling on the floor, getting his things dirty. I really wouldn't, it didn't even bother me, at all. So I developed that mindset that I always think about who in this room is the most important to me, and what am I blocking my child if I try to react to the people outside, right? I am blocking my child's exploration, right? So if I am going in an elevator and, or if I'm going in the train and Ahan wants to eat with his hands and he spills things, should I worry that he is, dirting the place, and, he's like so unkept and, ill behaved? Do I worry about that? Is that more important? Or is it important that he is enjoying the food? He's able to actually realize that now he's hungry. He wants to eat something, and he's not bothered that it is 4 o'clock and he's eating lunch, but he's eating it because he's hungry, So shifting the focus to what is more important, right, always made me not think about others, but always keep my focus on what Ahan will lose, if I focus on the other people. So and then once you keep doing that for some time, right, it kind of becomes very natural. You just can totally disconnect the rest of the world and just focus on how your child is evolving, what is he getting out of that environment that he's in, um, so even during that phase when we had all these lot of physical energy, and he would, wherever he would go to anyone's house, he would want to immediately explore the house, go and see what are all the gadgets, go jump on the sofa, on the bed. So I stopped going to people who would be uncomfortable with him doing that, because for me it was more important that I get given an environment, where he feels comfortable, and nurtured, right? But I don't go to places because I want to socialize. So my entire environment changed. I found amazing people who had the same thoughts as mine, and I could find such people where I could give him that nurturing environment. And nurturing environment is not just at home, right? It's the right set of people that you have. It could be even a pet, how you set up the house, having that swing in the house always that your child loves, so always keeping focus on what is Ahan learning out of it, what is he gaining out of it, that uh, and that is most important, right, to anything else. So keeping focus on that kind of helped me remove all the noise and all the thinking about other people too much. Yeah.
Mm. It is, I mean, you're making it sound very simple, but it's like really difficult, really difficult. I mean, I'm sure I have seen you do it, so I know you do it so well, but it's really difficult. I wanted to ask you one more thing, when it's a child, like when it's Ahan. So did Aira, I mean, did you ever feel that there was less attention given to Aira, or did Ahan get more attention? And that, I mean, it's like, the siblings mature too soon, they start taking care of their, uh, you know, I, they don't live their childhood and they're not like, so did you feel something of that sort, or were you able to manage that well?
Yeah, so this is something I was extremely cautious about, and I think coming to therapies with people like you also kind of helped us to understand that these could be issues, right? I mean, sometimes you don't see them, but listening to other parents and listening to experienced people, in the field, you kind of understand that this is also something that you have to, manage and take care of. So some of the things, yes, definitely, Ahan, in terms of my time, Ahan would definitely, in a day take more time when he was younger. But one of the things I consciously used to do is when I was not with Ahan, I would make sure that, I'm always doing something with Aira, so, and I stopped doing things which were not meaningful to the kids, like decorating the house, keeping it spick and span. I completely removed all these things from my life. I focused on, spending time with Ahan, and when he went to school, managed my time and gave my entire focus to Aira. So that's one thing. Second thing was, I never, uh, in any sort, made Aira responsible for Ahan. I was very conscious not to use words like, you go take care of Ahan, or you might have to, check on him. That kind of conversation I never had, because I felt that she shouldn't feel that it's a trust responsibility on her. Because it has to grow naturally, because she loves her brother and her brother loves, and it has to be a mutual support to each other, not one person. And that happens in any relationship, right? Even
Yeah.
between a husband and wife.
Yeah.
So I was very conscious that I don't tell her explicitly that Ahan, Aira, go take care of Ahan, or things like that. And even if I did, I would make sure that there's always an opportunity where Ahan would help Aira. So when we went out, Aira is extremely shy to, talk to people. Even when she goes to these small roadside shops, when I would take them, she would want a bag of chips, but she would be not feel very comfortable going and asking. But Ahan was very bold, right? He would just not know the implications of, how he's speaking. I mean, he didn't know that he was using the wrong words, or they could understand. He had no sense of that, so he was fearless in that sense. He would just go and tell them, Uncle Chips, something like that. So then I would tell Aira, why don't you go with Ahan, and go buy chips. So I created situations where they were doing things together as a team, rather than treating Aira independently, Ahan independently. So a lot of these activities, when I was doing therapy also, like, in the movement activities, etc., and even in the sitting tabletop activities, I would just involve Aira, like we three are doing it as a team, as a game, without putting an external pressure that we are doing it for Ahan specifically or something like that. And now, when I see that there are certain situations where Aira helps Ahan, and certain situations where Ahan helps Aira, and it's become very natural, for them. For example, these public situations where you have to socialize and deal with people, Ahan is quite comfortable. He likes, mingling with people, talking to them, even though maybe he cannot make a conversation, but he knows, right? Go greet, say hi, introduce himself, which Aira is very, very shy and hesitant. So Ahan will take Aira with him and introduce that, oh, this is my sister Aira, blah blah blah, etc. So Aira likes that, there's someone to introduce her. And when there are physical activities which are much easier for Aira, like if they're playing football together and Ahan is not able to do certain things, Aira will tell him, Ahan, no, don't do like that, do this. And it's not something that I have to tell Aira that teach Ahan, because we have done these joint activities as a team, as a group, without putting that external pressure that you have to take care of this one or this one has to take care. It kind of, they've naturally developed that bond. And Dr. Reena, we've done everything together, right? I mean, be it going out, even the classes that they joined, like football, etc. Because I worked on Ahan's foundation, getting the behaviors out, and for him to able to manage in a social setting, they could go to classes together, like football classes, basketball classes together. So that kind of developed a different kind of a bond between them. Ahan, Ira didn't see Ahan as less of something. She knew that there are some things that are difficult for him, and she knew that there are some things difficult for her also. So she didn't think of it as something very unique to Ahan, slowly. So it became very kind of a natural, bond that developed between them, because I could, again, I want to really stress on how important it is to make the foundation strong, right? Get rid of their sensory abilities, being able to perform in setting, in the environment, that is so crucial, because then they can engage in all other activities, as much as possible. Yeah.
Mm. Wow, that's amazing. Is there one thing that you feel, I mean, in the last so many years that you regret, that I should have done differently? Is there anything of that sort?
I wouldn't say one thing, but starting out, right, I was very nervous about my decisions. Like I would always was very hard to myself, always thinking that I have to do the right thing for Ahan. If I don't do this, he might have such a bad adult life. So I would like really torture myself, and every decision I would think 10 times. So sometimes I wouldn't take decisions quickly, I would think, okay, maybe let's continue for some more time, or do so much research. So that mindset, I would think, if I had a more, if I was a bit less, critical, and maybe that would have helped me, maybe get him more things and try out more things, maybe, So that is something I think now over a period of time. I mean, it took so many years, right, Dr. Reena, almost 10 years to trust your own instincts, that, okay, you can't always be right. It's okay to fail sometimes, but then we move on, and no learning. I mean, it's all a journey, it's not like there is an end goal,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think just being confident about your decisions is something that was, it is something that I had to really work upon, and just trust, and again, even now it's not easy, sometimes. Uh,
We are
yeah.
all a work in progress, no?
Yeah.
What is that one thing that you would like to tell parents who've just got a child diagnosed with autism? They are like, the same things, what will happen of them when they grow up? Like, what is that one thing that you would tell them?
There are many things, but one thing I would say is they have to make themselves stronger, unless you are in that uh, physical, mental state of mind where you are happy, content, or confident, you really cannot help others, even your child. So I think first thing is, take care of yourself, yeah, I would just start with that, even going a step back before helping your child, help yourself, then yeah, there are always more things, right? Second thing I would say is always think about your child. not the environment, not your your parents or your in-laws, or what they think or what the environment think, but always think about what is at that moment, what is most important for your child, and make decisions accordingly. So even if your child is like jumping in the muddy waters and all that, think, what are the implications? Is the child learning something? Is he enjoying that moment? Or are you worried that people are watching, and he's making so much noise, and so every moment, kind of focus on your child always, I think. And yeah, there are a lot of things, but I think I would think these are two main things that we always have to keep in mind. And taking care of yourself, we kind of uh, always, again, that is also a task, right? Taking care of, being conscious about, you always think that, okay, now I think it's enough of taking care of me, let me go back to, but it has to somehow fit into your life, maybe even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, do something. And for me, running worked, and then one thing led to the other. But whatever works for you, right? If it's just sitting quietly and having a morning cup of coffee by yourself, even that's, but yeah, do that conscious effort, really give it a thought, I would say.
Mm. Thank you so much. Everything that you shared was like, straight from your heart. And some of those moments that you shared, like I can really feel what you're saying. It was nothing like, you see, I was the warrior, I achieved everything. It's like, it's going to be difficult. We just have to honor the struggle. It's not easy. It's going to be difficult. You just have to be patient and calm along the way and focus on foundations. So wonderful. I really, really, really appreciate you giving the time to talk. And this is really going to help a lot of parents, Haseena. Thank you so much. Mm.
I hope so, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. I mean, if I can even touch one parent, right? I mean, that would be, yeah, I would be really grateful.
Before you go, I wanted to check, have you checked my app? It has a 14-day free trial period. You get access to daily insights from me. You get my audiobooks and you get all my masterclasses, my recorded courses, everything in one app. It has 3 levels of membership. But do try it for those first 14 days when it is free. I just want you to make the most of it and empower yourself so that you can help your child with more clarity. Thank you.